lalo na sa komunidad, ay alamin natin ano talaga itong mga karapatan ng mamamayan at saka yung kung paano pagbigyan ng magandang serbisyo ang ating mga komunidad, no? Sa mga follower ko, friends and follower, ay ito ay ginagawa ko ito ay para i-share ko sa inyo ang batas na ito, no? Ito ang pinakamataas na batas sa buong Pilipinas. Maski ng Supreme Court, ito ay ang sinusundan nila, binabasihan. Lahat ng mga bagong batas gagawin, hindi pwede rin gagawa ng batas na labag sa saligang batas. The Supreme Law of the Land, itong Philippine Constitution. Before we proceed to our topic today, huwag niyong kalimutan like, comment, and share or subscribe to my video, no? Ang konstitusyon ay maraming dinadaanan, ito ay nag-i-evolve, no? Sa aking panaliksik, ito ay ang Philippine Constitution, ang father ng Philippine Constitution ay si Mr. Claro M. Recto, and the last Filipino justice appointed by an American president. He is also known as the Great Dissenter because of his dissents on the foreign policies of different presidents of the Philippines. Ang saligang batas o konstitusyon ay isang pangkat ng mga prinsipyong saligan o fundamental o nailunsad at naitatag na mga pamarisan na pinagbabatayan o inaalis-sunsuran kung paano pinamamahalaan ang isang estado o iba pang organisasyon. Ang saligang batas ng Pilipinas o konstitusyon ng Pilipinas ay ang kataas-taasang batas ng Pilipinas. Nagsimula ito yung sa 1899, Malolos Constitution. The first constitution of the First Philippine Republic based on other international constitutions. It aims to establish a parliamentary republic in Asia, but was never fully implemented due to the Philippine-American War. Next is the Philippine Autonomy Act of 1916. And then the Philippine Organic Act of 1902 of the United States Congress on December 10, 1898 to March 24, 1934. So we have also a 1935 Constitution which established the current presidential system of government and the framework for the Commonwealth of the Philippines transition to independence. And then we have also this 1943 Constitution. Constitution during Japanese regime. The Philippine Executive Commission and the Republic of the Philippines established during the Japanese occupation of the Philippines were considered de facto governments. This means that the judicial acts of these governments were considered valid and remain so even after the Philippines was reoccupied by the American and Filipino forces. A de facto government is one that has taken control of a rightful government by force or majority vote and maintains itself against the will of the rightful government. The Japanese occupation of the Philippines established a de facto government because the Japanese military occupied the country and had authority over it. The Japanese occupation of the Philippines had significant impact on the country, including loss of life. An estimated 527,000 Filipinos were killed during the occupation, including military and civilians. The Philippines suffered tremendous physical destruction. The population decreased for 5 years after the war due to disease and lack of basic needs. Carabao lost nearly 70% of the Philippines. Carabao were lost by the end of the war. And there is a Supreme Court in-bank decision, General Rule or GR number L-718 on March 24, 1947. The first or government de facto in the proper legal sense is that government that gets possession and control of or usurps by force or by the vote the voice of the majority the legal government and maintains itself against the will of the latter, such as the government of England under the Commonwealth, first by Parliament and later by Cromwell as protector. It is contended that military occupation of the Philippine Islands by the Japanese was not actual and effective because of the existence of guerrilla bands in barrios and mountains and even towns and villages, and consequently no government de facto could have been valid established by the Japanese military forces in the Philippines under the precepts of Hague Conventions and the law of nations. There was also a 1973 Constitution established a parliamentary system under Marcos' martial law regime. It suspends the Bill of Rights, give more power to the executive department, and allowed citizens as young as 15 to vote. He then manipulated an ongoing constitutional convention and caused the drafting of new constitution, the 1973 Constitution. When allowed him to rule by decree until 1978, when the presidential system of the 1935 Constitution was replaced with a modified parliamentary presidential system. What is modified parliamentary? In the modified parliamentary form of government, the president was assisted by the prime minister and members of the cabinet with close link with the legislative body, then called the Batasang Pambansa. A unicameral parliamentary system is a government with a single legislative house or chamber that is responsible for all legislative activities. The term unicameral comes from the Latin words uni, meaning one, and camera, meaning chamber. The responsibilities of the unicameral chamber is responsible for formulating legislation and approving the budget. That was one of their function. So we have also the 1987 Constitution. The current Constitution of the Philippines, drafted after the People Power Revolution, removed Marcos from power. The constitutions have progressively developed ideas of sovereignty, separation of powers, civil rights, and an independent republican form of government. There have been 5 constitutional conventions in the Philippine history. The Tijeros Convention in 1897. Second is the Malolos Congress in 1899. Third, Constitutional Convention in 1934. Five, 1987 Constitutional Convention. That was during the time of Corazon Aquino, the then President of the Republic of the Philippines. So, These are the main index of our topic. In 1899 Constitution, 1935 Constitution, 1943 Constitution during Japanese occupation, the 1973 Constitution, 1986 Provisional or Freedom Constitution. Why provisional? Because after the revolution, then President Corazon Aquino called for the Constitutional Convention. After that approved the the draft constitution were being implemented on February 2, 1987. So, Constitution Day pala yan natin, yung every February 2, we commemorate the Constitution Day. So, that's all for my viewers. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, share, comment. Sa sunod natin topic ay pupunta tayo sa 1987 Philippine Constitution, yung content niya from the preamble to Article 18 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Ito ay ang saligang batas natin na para malalaman natin kung ano talaga ang karapatan ng mga tao, the citizens of this republic.